How did the Ten Commandments from 1956 deceive you? The movie you know and love is only part of the story, because what audiences saw on screen was carefully shaped to hide scenes that revealed a darker truth. Behind the glow of one of Hollywood's most sacred epics were deleted moments, buried secrets, and shocking events that reshaped this legendary masterpiece. The film that defined faith, freedom, and spectacle was also one of the most mysterious productions in cinematic history. Charlton Heston became Moses in the public eye, but few people know that what happened behind the cameras was far more intense than what made it into the final cut. The Ten Commandments was meant to celebrate divine power, yet its creation often felt cursed. During filming in the Egyptian desert, several crew members swore they saw a strange white-robed figure standing still in the distance, glowing under the burning sun. When they tried to approach, it vanished instantly, leaving the crew shaken and whispering that something spiritual or even supernatural was watching them. Others dismissed it as a heat mirage, but the sense of unease never left the set. Even stranger, in the scene where the angel of death moves through Egyptian homes as a glowing green mist, director Cecil B. DeMille secretly inserted an image of a real human skull into the effect. Though invisible to the naked eye, the eerie detail sent subconscious chills through audiences, creating a sense of dread that lingered long after the credits rolled. And that wasn't the only danger. During the sequence where Moses' staff turns into a serpent, DeMille insisted on using a live cobra to make it real, but the heat of the lights and desert air enraged the snake, and it escaped into the crowd of extras, slithering through electrical cables and props. Chaos broke out as terrified actors screamed and stumbled over their heavy costumes until the snake was finally captured an hour later. From then on, they replaced it with a fake one, but no one ever forgot the panic that day. Even casting choices stirred controversy. Audrey Hepburn was originally considered for the role of Nefertiti, but DeMille rejected her, saying her delicate frame would disappear under the weight of royal jewels and gold. The part went to Anne Baxter, whose powerful presence helped define one of the most iconic female roles in epic cinema. Yet the decision sparked outrage, with some accusing DeMille of being obsessed with physical perfection. Filming in the desert was another ordeal. With temperatures soaring above 120 degrees Fahrenheit, extras wearing heavy robes and metal ornaments collapsed from heat exhaustion, joking bitterly that they weren't playing slaves. They had become them. But the most shocking part of this film's history lies in the scenes you never saw. One of the most elaborate deleted moments was the Plague of Frogs, which was supposed to show hundreds of live frogs invading Pharaoh's palace. Instead of being terrified, test audiences burst out laughing at the hopping chaos, forcing DeMille to remove the entire sequence to preserve the film's sacred tone. He buried it forever, and in later releases, only a few still photos and faint musical cues hinted that it ever existed. Another missing moment involved baby Moses drifting through the Nile surrounded by crocodiles, a breathtakingly intense sequence that was also shortened in later versions. These cuts revealed DeMille's obsession with maintaining perfection, even if it meant erasing incredible craftsmanship, and yet his perfectionism nearly cost him his life. He suffered a heart attack while climbing a 40-meter ladder on set at the age of 73, but returned to work just 2 days later, declaring he'd rather die on set than rest at home. That fierce dedication explains the near-mythic energy that surrounds the movie to this day. Beyond its storytelling, the Ten Commandments changed Hollywood forever. The iconic parting of the Red Sea was created using 2 massive water tanks and thickened gelatin filmed in reverse, while the hailstorm raining on Egypt was actually popcorn painted white. These effects, simple yet genius, proved that creativity could outshine technology. Even the costumes carried hidden meanings. Moses' robe, colored red, black, and white, was chosen for its visual impact under Technicolor, but religious scholars later discovered those were the same ceremonial colors worn by Levite priests, the tribe of Moses himself. Whether coincidence or divine guidance, the detail deepened the film's spiritual aura. Meanwhile, Yul Brynner, who played Pharaoh Ramses, was so worried about being overshadowed by the taller Charlton Heston that he trained relentlessly to transform his body into the muscular and commanding image we remember. Perhaps one of the most unique aspects of this movie's legacy was DeMille's marketing campaign. He had more than 4,000 stone tablets engraved with the 10 Commandments and placed across America in parks, courthouses, and public squares. It was a brilliant publicity stunt that also sparked a national debate about religion in public spaces. Decades later, one of those tablets even reached the U.S. Supreme Court, which ruled it could stay because it represented cultural heritage, not just faith. That decision immortalized the film not only in Hollywood but in American history itself. Even musicians felt its power. The haunting Angel of Death scene inspired Metallica's bassist Cliff Burton to write the song Creeping Death, transforming biblical judgment into heavy metal fury. The idea that a 1950s religious epic could influence one of the greatest metal songs ever written proves how deeply the film's imagery struck audiences across generations. And one of the most emotional moments came when the baby floating down the Nile was played by Charlton Heston's real-life son, Fraser Clark Heston, creating a genuine bond between father and son within one of cinema's most sacred stories. Every frame of the 10 Commandments holds layers of artistry, controversy, and mystery. From real-life terrors on set to deleted scenes that changed the tone of the film, its legacy continues to echo through history as a monument to ambition, faith, and human perseverance. What we see today is not the full truth, but that hidden history makes the movie even more extraordinary. Thank you for watching, and if you enjoyed uncovering the secrets behind this Hollywood legend, make sure to like, share, and subscribe to Hollywood Bulletin. And press the bell icon so you never miss our next deep dive into the hidden stories behind classic cinema.